Hi there, and welcome to Into the New. I'm Nicholas.
I'm Karin, and Jessica, who's also part of Into the New, is not with us today in this video.
Today, we will give you a short introduction on the developmental stage, the opportunist. Be curious about yourself during this presentation. Think of when do you actually see yourself in what we describe to you, because we all carry the opportunist inside. And the more we can increase the awareness of when our opportunist is active, the better we can integrate it. But now let's go.
And the opportunist is the earliest stage of our development as humans. And it's the typical 60-year-old, we usually say, where the focus is on me, myself, and I, my needs, my wishes, my wants.
Yeah, egocentric, safety and security. As long as I get, my focus is survival. The typical image I carry is my daughter. She is 6. A wonderful daughter. No, she's 7. She was 6 a year ago. Wonderful daughter. But if there is one cookie left on the table, she grabs it as long as I get. Not really thinking of, does anyone else want a piece of this cookie? No, because she don't care. Because she's the opportunist embodied. That's a useful metaphor for me.
Yeah.
How about relations?
Well, for the opportunist, the relationships is a lot about power, of being in control, who is to decide things. So it's very important who is in power, and rules, for example, are viewed as a loss of my personal freedom.
Also connected to power, thinking of authority.
Mm.
I have the power. Yeah, well, that's good for me. If I don't, I tend to avoid authority, avoid the person in power, because the person in power will limit my freedom, my personal freedom.
Mm.
My time span as an opportunist.
It's really short.
Yeah.
A really short time horizon for the opportunist. It's a lot about filling my needs right here and now, and having fun right now, and get what I want, and to be in control here and now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really think about the consequences of what will happen tomorrow or next week even.
Yeah. We talk about shadow sometime, collective shadow that opportunists bring with it to us. For the opportunist, this is the theme, right? On the shadow, being eager to survive. We can call it survival, maybe on the cost of others. As long as I get, that could be troublesome, right?
Yeah, but still, it's us as
Yeah,
human beings. That's who we are in our earliest stage.
yeah. So, what
And
can it sound like, Karin, when we speak from the opportunist, when we tell our stories as opportunists?
yes, it's interesting with the stories. I mean, the opportunist stories are really telling about this, the need for security, safety, the need for staying in top and appear to be the one in control, in power. And also, quite often you hear the, the theme of accusing others, of externalizing blame. Not my fault. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. It was someone else or something else that caused this mishappening.
That is kind of typical when you look at children playing and arguing and fighting. It wasn't me. He started it. That's a typical opportunist comment. It wasn't me. He started it.
Yes, and still you can feel that as a grown-up as well.
Yeah.
First immediate response, no, not my fault.
Also, the
This,
communication can be a bit threatening. If I am threatened in my power, the tools I have is to strike back. It's me against you. And if I strike you back harder, I win. And that can be heard in dialogue and communication as well. Accusing, threatening. But we've been talking now for quite some time about things that doesn't seem so appealing about the opportunist. There is some goal as well, isn't it?
yes, the opportunist brings a beautiful gift in the form of showing our needs, and when they might not be met the way that we need them to be, and yeah, as almost like a messenger to take care of ourselves and our boundaries in relationships and different contexts.
Messenger, I like that metaphor. I like the phrase that you usually share, Karin, about the
Yeah,
opportunist.
yeah. I guess you're talking about the man that I coached
Yeah.
that talking about his reflections upon the opportunist said something like, Karin, I really like the opportunist, but he shouldn't be left alone. And I think that's a beautiful framing of the opportunist. We need them. We need him or her to show us when our needs aren't met the way they need to be. But
But
we need
didn't
to,
leave them unattended.
exactly, we need to act upon this from a later stage to be able to co-create with others in a more value creation manner.
Yeah. That's a beautiful wrap up of the opportunist intro. So if you have been curious now, maybe you've been feeling, wow, that's me sometimes. That's a good thing. Because the more aware we can become about when the opportunist is active, the more we can integrate the opportunist and the shadow of the opportunist to become more value creation human being. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.